Hello, everybody. I thought I'd do... Why have I got this headset on? Who knows? Oh, look at my hair. It's a mess. Thought I'd do something here around how I feel, or what I feel certain teams need to do to win the Smite World Championship. What the road to the hammer looks like for each of the 6 teams who have qualified. I think I'll probably do 2 per video, starting off with the Jade Dragons and the Solar Scarabs today as the first round matchup in the quarterfinals, the first game we will see on Friday. So let's talk first of all about the Jade Dragons and how things need to come together for them to win the Smite World Championship. I think, I think a lot of the weight for this team will be put on to the shoulders of Panda Cat and PBM, and the way Panda plays in that lane especially, and how dominant he can be. At times he looks untouchable in terms of the ADC role. At times he looks like unassailable. He's just dominating. He'll play a matchup on one side of it, he'll dominate it, they'll switch the gods in the matchup, and he'll dominate the matchup again. It's just ridiculous. He made gods like Danzaburo look unplayable. And I think a lot of the weight will go onto him. But honestly, I feel like it's going to come down a lot to how Herwind and Sam are able to perform. I think that PBM and Panda Cat will show up and will play well, especially if the rest of their team are playing well. The thing I'm less sure about is I think Hurry's God Pool and Sam's God Pools are the ones you've got to look at and see if those gods are going to perform and see if they're going to be able to get the space. If Sam picks Merc, will he be able to make the plays he's accustomed to making, ulting dual lane, picking up those early kills and getting a lead and snowballing it? Or will he be stopped? Hurry as well. Will he be able to get Zeus? I think is the number one thing. I would be personally keeping him off Zeus if I were any other team. And where does he go after that? How's his Amuzin cab? I think typically the Dragons are a team who kind of leave Hurry alone in mid a lot of the time. And if they do that with him on AMC, it could end badly. It's not the way you want to play with that god. You want to play around mid. You want to use the mid pressure to invade the rest of the map. So I think that'll be important. He's got a Neath as well. We'll see how that goes. Big Neath fan here, if anybody hadn't guessed. But I think a lot of it for the Dragons, it's going to come down to, I think their dual lane will play well. I think Fine OK will play well as well. I think it's going to come down to how Sam and Hurry play. I want to see them playing that old school Jade Dragons rival Ghost style where they invade dual side buffs constantly and just put you under pressure and capitalize on every single little mistake you make and dominate games in 5 minutes. That's what I would like to see from the Jade Dragons. I think it is the most difficult. It's the most difficult meta ever to do that in. They will have to execute better than ever, just because of the amount of farm on the map. I think Scream in particular as a jungler has shown how much farm you can get while you're getting invaded and how much you can get done against the warriors who, different beast compared to the dragons, I know. But yeah, I think that's going to be the key for me for the Dragons, is how they're able to abuse the duo side of the map if they're able to get their pressure going, their pressure comps going, and get chain invades going, and if Herwin's able to get on gods that he's really, really comfortable on and able to perform at the level we all know he can. I think he had a great playoffs event, actually. I think he had a pretty great playoffs event in the mid lane. I think his Zeus for me was the best Zeus in the tournament. We'll see if we can see some more of that. I think it's going to get taken away a lot, and he's going to have to show how well he can perform on other things. Scarabs should be a good warm-up for them. We'll see how they do. Speaking of the Scarabs, what do they need to win the Smite World Championship? If you asked me a couple months ago, the only answer would have been a miracle. A miracle of epic proportions. I don't know. COVID takes down the rest of the teams. But honestly, at the placement round, the SWC placement round, they looked pretty good. The Scarabs, they did. They took a game off the Leviathans. They dispatched the Warriors comfortably and confidently in that second set they played them in. It was tough for them to get through the first one, winning that one 3-2, won the second one 3-1. I think Baronic and Stuart have hit their best form ever already. That's the best we've seen them in those placement rounds. I think they were really, really good. Baronic is well suited to these magical ADCs. The Olaran, the Freya does really well on them. No, sorry. Stuart's suited to the magical ADCs. The Baronic and the Freya does really well on them. Baronic in mid is suited to the physical hunters. The Charybdis, the AMC, I think both are gods that he's doing really well on and looking like one of the better mid laners at piloting. Scream, I think, has been nothing short of incredible, although I'm loath to admit it. I love Scream, but he's got you got to keep his ego down. You got to hammer it down, or it's like a weed in your garden. It grows and grows and grows and takes over the place. You got to keep chopping that away, take it out of the root. But no, Scream has been so good. He's getting Neja banned. Neja, terrible god, by the way. No way it's good. We'll probably continue to get banned, though. We'll see. Maybe Dragons are the team that would at least let it through game 1 or something. They are that sort of team, right? Who will just let it through, say, beat us with it. Let's see if you can beat us with it. But yeah, I think Scream would have to be a big part of their success. And SOT, I would like to see him stay on the meta picks. I think historically, we've looked at SOT as a guy who's gone to these off-meta picks and done really well on them. But honestly, recently, I've really liked him on like Achilles, on Artio, on, Nike. I want to see him pick the meta solo laners. I don't want to see him play Thor. I don't want to see him pick Ravana. Hades I could probably deal with. I could take a Hades. I could say, you could pick Hades, but the other ones, no. I want to see him stick on his picks. And I think the other big thing for me we need to see is Inbound playing focused and playing just on the edge of his aggressive style, where he needs to be. He managed it pretty well at the play-ins, I thought, at the placement round, whatever we're calling it. I think he managed it pretty well. There was one incident in game 2 up against the Warriors in that qualification set where they were in control of the game. They were getting a free Gold Fury. He stepped up too far. He dies, Scream dies. I think they got 4 or 5 man wiped, and the Warriors got FG and went on to win that game. Just need to watch out for those little mistakes, though, those little over-aggressions, and make sure that if he does make those mistakes, his team are quick to say, let him die. Don't get Helper syndrome, especially if you're in control of the game. I think that's probably one that Coach Slaney's gone back over the team with, that particular fight up against the Warriors, where it's like, you can make mistakes like that. You can lose focus. You can maybe overstep the line a bit, underestimate your opponent's damage. But when that happens, you don't all in the fight anyway. And lose pretty horribly. Scream didn't ult in that fight either. Died without ulting. So it was all in all a bit of a mess. But yeah, that's what I think needs to happen for the Dragons and the Scarabs to win. They'll have to go past each other and past the Tartarus Titans to get to the finals. Which, I mean, I don't know. I would love to see that Scarabs versus Titans matchup just for the storylines. I really would. Whether we will or not. I mean, I've personally, my predictions video should already be out before this one. I predicted the Dragons to go on against the Titans and lose. And Titans to win the whole thing. So, sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen that yet. But yeah, would love to see that Scarabs-Titans matchup just for the layers drama to really, really go off. Would be exciting. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Thanks for watching. Should be more videos like this one coming up around Leviathan's Bolts and around Titans Kings. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe.